This video is brought to you by the Dragon Slayer. Be sure to check out our website for additional articles, videos, and commentary.
And welcome back to Game 2 in our match of Black-White Midrange versus Green-Red Aggro. Black-White Midrange is up Game 1. So I guess we saw Game 1 was not looking good for Kyle, and Game 2 is not looking too good either.
Yeah, looks like we're starting with a mulligan, which is, obviously always hard for an aggro deck.
Yeah, also on the play.
Or on the draw. He's on the play, yep.
Yep, definitely on the play.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
I should hope so.
Yeah, we saw Game 1 he was playing against a Phyrexian Obliterator, and as we saw, that made a pretty good wall.
Yeah.
It was very hard for him to get through. Now, if we can get a decent look at Dante, it really just looks like card titles.
Yeah. Planes for sure.
I thought I might have saw a Leyline of the Void in there, which is pretty interesting. I'm not exactly sure why he brought that in. The only
I suppose that would be for the Stranglergeists, and maybe if it was Kitchen Finks.
Okay.
For the Undying Triggers. Or Persistent.
There you go.
Yep.
That's a turn 0 Leyline.
I don't think it's that strong, personally.
I think probably his main deck is good enough.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't see that. They think that they always have to sideboard cards in. I mean, this particular matchup, maybe Don's deck is just good enough main deck. He doesn't have to bring in anything.
I mean, whenever I just trump someone, I just sort of leave the board alone, especially if I didn't get to see a lot of their tech.
Yeah, I mean, you're already up Game 2. Who cares if you lose the next game? You always have Game 3, right?
That's true.
Especially if it was an easy matchup for you.
So starting with the Thoughtseize.
Yep, there goes a Lightning Bolt. Who knows, we might even get a shock here from Don. We do.
That's right. Yep.
Straight to 15. So that's actually pretty good for Kyle. I guess there goes the Strangleroot Geist, and that's going to get exiled. And we see Vines of Vastwood, Giant Growth, and 2 lands.
That's not a very good start. I mean, I would have probably. I mean, mulling down to 5 is not good either, but I feel like maybe
That's probably okay, right? I mean, you know, you're on the play. So what, he has a hand disruption. You know, there's not much he can do at that point. I mean, I'm assuming he's playing 4 Strangleroot Geist, 4 Grug's Companion. We haven't seen any 1-drops besides the Dryad Militant, though, have we?
No.
So it's at least 12 creatures.
I know he runs Nettle Sentinel.
Okay, so let's say like 16 creatures in the deck. So, you know, maybe he had 1, that's fine. The hand's not Thoughtseize proof, but at least he had some action, you know? Yep. That's a keepable 6.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate, because I feel like now, it's literally just top deck mode for Kyle, which is
not the best. No.
It's definitely not good.
Well, here we go, and he draws a forest.
So no action, unfortunately.
I guess, we just go tap land pass here.
Yep. So, Plains.
Plains is all the way up there.
I don't know why it's doing up there, but maybe he's got a strategy.
Who knows? Looks like Don also has a Path to Exile in his hand, where Kyle drew a Lightning Bolt previous turn.
Another end of turn bolt.
Okay, so that's going to drop down to 12, which is not bad.
No, I don't know if I would have maybe kept the bolt for a little bit, but I feel like...
Well, what does it really interact with late game?
Well, we don't know. I mean, we don't know if he... I mean, I don't know if he boarded, so maybe if he kept maybe an earlier threat in.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But maybe to block some of the aggro chumps, but...
Mm-hmm.
It's always, interesting to see that kind of play. And the Whip of Erebos is, I guess... for the lifelink, because that's actually useless for his graveyard since he gets exiled now.
Yeah, that doesn't really synergize very well. Oh no, actually no, the Leyline is only on the opponents.
No, it's all cards, isn't it?
That's the Rest in Peace.
Oh, that's right. Oh, so then so that actually is a pretty good interaction then.
I mean, at the very least, it's going to gain him some life.
Yeah, I feel like that's the important thing here, especially if coming with an Obliterator. I mean, the game is pretty much over. If he drops an Obliterator in 2 turns, I feel like the game's essentially over.
Yeah, I mean, anywhere where Don's at 10 or less life, which is in a position where he is now, it's any Strangleroot Geist plus Burn Spell, takes away half of his life, so.
That's true.
I don't know, we'll see. I know Don still has Path in his hand to deal with whatever creature it is next turn. Although, again, not highly relevant, we have Leyline out, so.
So it draws a Grug's Companion, which, obviously just slam that down, get any kind of action on the board. So
it looks like we saw our 2 pump spells, Vines and Giant Growth, right?
Yeah. So
right.
We'll see. I mean, the ideal time to do that, we know, but even still, if I was in Don's shoes, I probably would just wait to see it, because now knowing what the deck is all about, pumps and stuff, I'd maybe wait on the...
Yeah, I think also, Don's, not in the best position right now, but...
Another Leyline, which is, I feel, not even worth... I would have just kept the mana up Maybe
Yeah, I
to scare.
don't think I would have cast a Leyline at all at this point. I don't think Kyle has any way of interacting with it.
A lot of times players don't seem to understand that when you have a card in your hand and it's unknown information, players, somewhat decent players try to play around that, and it could be a removal.
Yeah,
spell
so
for
in
them.
this instance here, I'm not sure. I looked Kyle like was a little hasty to the draw there. So probably the turn order, the play here would have been Giant Growth first.
Yes.
And see if he baits that path.
So Giant Growth and then.
So what Kyle actually ended up doing was the exact opposite of that, and also revealing that he has Giant Growth in hand.
Yep. And it's always important to understand the pace of the game in the stack. So you gotta wait to see if there's anything going on. You can't just. I know you're excited to deal. What was that? That was going to be like 9, I think.
That would have been 10 damage.
10
actually.
damage. Yeah.
So kicker on the Lines of Asphoid. So actually, he would have had him dead there. Actually,
it's already 10. Yeah.
Yeah, he's at at least 10 life.
That's true. Yep.
So what properly ordered turn, he goes to attack, and then he pumps with that hexproof, and before you know it, Don's dead. And that's also the downfall of Don tapping out for that Leyline of the Void. I don't know if he had anything else to play, but
the thing also too is it's a good thing that I guess Don did that, because Finds of Asphoid gives Shroud. Actually, it doesn't give hexproof, so he wouldn't have been able to even target the Giant Growth onto the.
I'm pretty sure it gives hexproof.
Yeah, it's Shroud.
Oh.
Yep. I'm pretty sure, because I remember hexproof not being.
Well, I think it says
prevalent.
Can't be targeted by spells or abilities your opponents control.
I'll just double check. I think it's Shroud. So anyway, he comes in. So Don dropping Blood Baron, Viscopa, the String Root Geist, and let's. Oh yeah. Right.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, it is hexproof. So okay.
I mean, at any rate, yeah.
Yeah. So he comes in, and I don't know if that. I feel like he had to do that. He's got the bolt in his hand, so I'm assuming he's gonna bolt it. He should. And
So if you analyze the situation, worst case scenario is what? He blocks the Strangleroot Geist, he gets his Geist back, he either, I guess he's pumping here, or bolting, and he's going to kill the Blood Baron, right?
Yeah.
But next turn he has that Whip of Erebos to get in the 4 damage and still gain that life, so he's going to gain 4 life here, he's going to gain 4 life on the next swing,
Yep.
assuming that he whips it back.
Yep. So that means he goes up 4 here.
And he's not going to get that Strangleroot Geist back.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just a very weird sideboard card to bring in, but it seems to be doing some sort of work.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected it.
Yeah, I don't think Kyle did either.
Yeah.
So here we go.
So
Whipping back the Blood Baron. And here we go, combat for 4.
So it's another 4. So plus 8 with just the past 2 turns. It's huge for an aggro deck to keep up. At this point in the game, I feel like is unwinnable. And
So here he's
And a
going,
turn
and the turn
bolt.
bolt.
And let's see, he needs to rip something good. What is that? Passing, so it's gotta be some sort of instant. Sure.
Well, this might be a long game. We're not entirely sure. Looks like Don's just ripping lands off the top. No action. And
That's true.
most of his creatures don't have haste either. So
Mm-hmm. The ones he's got though are pretty solid for sure.
and this looks like a whole lot of land go here.
Oh, once again, land go. So let's see. Hopefully we get some action here. And nope. And cracking the Marsh Flats. I would probably just get the Gollis run tapped. Yep. Let's see what
So looks like Kyle has a Gore Clan in hand, and looking.
No, I would probably play it, right? Yeah. You gotta try to stop this life gain train while you can. If there's no action,
Yeah, that's actually a pretty solid strategy, because Gore Clan plus any pump spell or burn spell is probably going to push through a creature, unless it's the Phyrexian Obliterator.
The Gore Clan has trample, right?
It does have trample. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess the worst thing Kyle sees here is the Phyrexian Obliterator. Otherwise, he can get through pretty much everything, I think.
Mm-hmm. And looks like no action, I guess, or maybe.
I don't know. We got
Nope, no
lands are
action.
everywhere.
So now, I'm not sure. I don't know what the card is in Kyle's hand.
I think it's fine, right? We just attack here.
Mhm.
We don't care. I don't think we're in a position to, do
So
anything.
going for what is that?
That is a Batwing Broom.
Oh, okay.
So for those of you who don't know, Batwing Broom is a 1 and hybrid black and white, and if you pay white to cast it, he gains life equal to the number of attacking creatures, Or no, he prevents all damage.
Yeah.
And if he pays black, the attacking opponent loses 1 life for each attacking creature. So that was just a fog, drain you 1 kind of play there.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go again, fetching again. I mean, both players' life totals are fairly healthy. Even Kyle's, he hasn't really experienced any damage yet. I just don't see a very significant way of him getting in the game.
It's yeah. I was gonna say it's still more in Don's favor because any creature he rips it has lifelink, and that's huge.
Yeah. Also, not to mention the creatures are probably going to be the equivalent of a Gore Clan Rampager, or even better.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'm assuming Don didn't board them out, but he probably has some number of Phyrexian Obliterators still waiting in that deck. So,
I definitely. I mean, we don't know. He's swinging wild with 2
that is true.
Maybe, but I mean, of course, the smart play would be to
keep them in.
Yeah.
So we'll see here. Kyle can untap and draw something.
What's that? Is that Lions? No.
All right, we'll see here. Here he goes in for 4.
He effects before damage, he asks.
And that's another Batwing Broom. So again, that's going to fog for the turn and lose Kyle 1 life.
Now, if that was me, I probably would have just declined any effects before damage, and then I know maybe Kyle's got some action in his hand, so then as soon as he does the pump, sort of 2 for 1 him with the Batwing Broom. But
yeah, looks like Kyle just had Dryad Militant land in hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ideally, that's definitely the play there. You obviously say no, pass on the effects, and see if Kyle goes for pump.
So, Sin Collector. So, I believe he gets an instant sorcery out of his hand.
Yep, and that's going to stay exile for the remainder of the game.
Yeah.
Other than that, it doesn't really interact with Kyle's deck. I mean, he does have a lot of pumps, but the creatures are definitely more important to get than the pump spells.
It's already so late in the game that any instant or sorcery will be used in the next turn. So even though with the Erebos would, you know, of course it's nice to have a nice blocker, but
here we go here
and Throne. So now we're looking more back in the game here. I mean, it's yeah, we're coming. That's pretty much the play there. Let's go for. Yeah.
Is that a Utter End?
Yeah, that's Utter End.
Okay, that's an Utter End from
the Gore Clan.
On the Gore Clan Rampager. Okay.
Yep.
So, I mean, ideally that's still not bad. The only unfortunate thing, it does buy Don another turn to find anything.
There it is.
And there it is, right off the top, the Blood Baron of Escopa himself.
I believe it's a 4/4, right?
Still is a 4/4.
So, but it doesn't have... Is it flying off of just the beginning or no?
No, but it is just a pro black and pro white, and if he has 30 or more life, and Kyle has 10 or less life, it gets +6/+6, and flying, so it'd be 10/10 flyer.
Yes.
So one of the stipulations is true, but not for Don. He's not at 30. Nowhere near 30.
A Grey Merchant would be...
The Grey Merchant would seal this up.
Right now. Of course, going on Stranglergeist. Now...
I think that's probably a fine attack there. I mean, I wouldn't even mind pushing damage with the Dryad Militant, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you probably should at this point. What's he going to block?
Yeah, I mean... It no matter what, it will net him down 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, so he's going to deal 2, but Don's going to gain 6 here, so effectively only taking...
Now, I feel like maybe
4.
Maybe the play... I mean, I don't know. It's just tough because he has the whip out. So maybe I feel like I would have just attacked with the Thrun and keeping as many threats on the board as I can.
Yeah, that's also not a bad play. Just see if maybe Don's willing to bait and trade and then whip it back next turn, just to get rid of more creatures.
Here comes there's the Obliterator. So
that's
now
probably going to seal it for him.
Yeah. Once again, just an unexpected card for Kyle to deal with. So I doubt he had anything in the sideboard to deal with it.
Yeah, I highly doubt it. And really, that's, I guess, what probably Don's late game play was. Just top deck and draw out the game as much as possible. The best card against him seems to definitely be the Obliterator.
No, I believe it's just Forest in Kyle's hand. So
yeah, just Kyle's showing 1 Forest and not a whole lot of gas. I mean, I don't think any top deck out of this is really going to put him back in the game.
No. So pushing damage with the Blood Baron, gaining 4. Of course, that's pretty much where you've got the Obliterator, so you can do whatever you want at this point in the game.
Oh yeah, that Obliterator, it might not even attack this entire game. We'll see. Although I'm sure Don's in probably a fairly comfortable position now where you can afford to attack with both. He's probably going to want to try and just lock this game up as soon as possible. The nice thing is, though, Kyle does have a significant amount of permanence to sacrifice in case he needs to.
That's true.
Not with the second Blood Baron out, but,
no. It's only going to be a matter of time for the Blood Barons sort of get their stipulation.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not, you don't see it that often, and rarely even saw it when that card was played in Standard, but it can get there, especially with two of them out with lifelink. That's a lot of mana.
Bringing in
a
the
lot of life
Collector,
you're gonna gain.
of course, to just put as much damage in to gain as much life.
Yeah, I think we're swinging with the whole team here, whatever we can at least. So there you go, you have 6-11 damage coming across.
Yep.
And let's see how Kyle blocks. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if it matters with the Obliterator anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like blocking the Thrun with the Blood Baron is the strategy here.
So you think he should try and trade and regenerate?
Well, yeah,
his
he can
Thrun?
trade and regenerate, and because unfortunately, what this does is this puts Kyle down 1 no matter what for how he's blocking. Whereas, because the Sin Collector is irrelevant, but bringing down the Blood Baron is relevant.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, they will both be online. I mean, having 1 online is definitely a lot better than having 2 online.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And also, if he had managed to dodge that Obliterator, let that Obliterator go through, he would have taken 5, but he wouldn't have had to sack 5 permanents. And now he has a Thrun versus, 2 4/4s and a 5/5, which really is not looking good for him.
No. And, I mean, if it was me at this point, once again, I'd probably just scoop it down. They might even be after this.
Oh, I would scoop. There we go.
There it is. Okay.
All right, there you have it, folks. Don Gollis wins with Black-Eye Midrange 2-0 over Kyle Grunn playing Green Red Aggro.